What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Jeremy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video, and stop me if you heard this one before, okay? Remember back 6 months ago or something like that when Dan Vass took one of the greatest rants from Heel versus Babyface's playthrough of Starfield and sent it out on the Twitters, in which people just ranted and raved and basically freaked out over what Az was saying in this actual video. And I'll just play a little slice of it for you, just to let you guys, remember what this was.
Something to you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little something. There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda. There is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my god, just think of this world, just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us.
Nothing wrong there. Honestly, nothing wrong. But what was taken out of context here was the fact that this was, I believe, his second stream involving Starfield and everything like that, after being bogged down by modern day BS after modern day BS after modern day BS, in which he finally snapped. He finally had enough of all this stuff. And it wasn't just the pronouns in the whole Starfield, game. It was things such as, the fact that there was a now diverse individual who was female, but also a clone of a once great male general. And you get the picture. It was all the constant modern day BS that we have to deal with. And through this rant, we ended up getting, some interesting things going on and people reacting to said rant. Like Ackman here. Or Ack Ma'am, as we will lovingly be calling him, because that's what he acted like here. He acted like a soy boy, crybaby weirdo in this moment, because when this came out, it was bad to do what Az did. It was a shame to do what Az did, because what Az did here was a bad thing going against modern day BS and AAA titles. You can't come out against these things. You must side with us at every step of the way. You get him coming out here, gorilla-shaped man on the verge of crying because Starfield lets you pick pronouns at the start of the game, and then it never is brought up again. Somebody please give this man gorilla bear tranquilizers. And throughout all this, we ended up finding out just how soy he was, just how pathetic he was. I believe there was another tweet that I'm having a hard time actually hunting down, in which he came out and blatantly said he wishes pronouns to be in every single video game after the fact, so that yes, he could, continue to spite every person every which way. He even went on to make videos involving this whole backlash and these back and forth between the two of them, where he blatantly blames, we're just toxic man babies, we're children, you need to grow up and everything. This is about the progressive movement, this is about being more accepting of everybody else and things of that nature. How he was continuing to go down this whole little path of I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm siding with the good things here. I'm siding with everything good and just right here because you're overreacting over pronouns and everything like that. There's a reason why I'm reciting this whole story to you. There's a reason because of that. And what's that reason? Well, with the wake of the current sweet baby situation and things of that nature, we now have him coming out here and basically doing a 180. That's right. He is doing a full 180 and saying, I've always been against what they've been pushing now, that I've always been against every aspect of this. And you scroll in here. So I started looking into the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, and I can't fathom why game studios would hire a narrative consultant group. Isn't that what lead writers are for? Why not just hire a better writing team and keep it in-house? LMAO? Oh. Why is this happening? What's going on? Got Private Tom. It's ESG. so they consult this firms to basically get a better social credit score with the hope of getting more investors. I think I just swallowed my own vomit. But here's the thing. That's exactly what Az was talking about in the video. That's exactly what Az's rant was about, was that they are forcing this stuff into these areas. They are forcing this down your throat without your consent, without any aspect of this. So but during that time, when Az was coming out against what was supposed to be the most popular thing at the time, the most good thing at the time, you know, coming out against all this stuff, you were like, Gorilla Man, Silverback, you screaming about pronouns. And now as the tide is turning, as people are becoming more, you know, aware of things like Sweet Baby Inc., aware of this stuff, and, you know, honestly admitting to everybody that, hey, we're not okay with this. We're done with this woke BS that you're shoving down our throats. You know, the modern day bull crap, all this stuff, modern California shit that you're forcing down us on all these video games, left, right, and center. When we're coming out against this and we're talking more about this, and as you know, the tide's shifting against things like Sweet Baby Inc., you got the Act Man coming out here, go like, oh my God. Oh my God, guys, this stuff bad. I've always been against it, guys. I've always been against it. This is bad. Bad stuff, guys. No. Don't let him get away with this. Don't let him come out now and say, I've always been against this, guys. I've always been on your side. No, you went after Az. You went after everybody because it was okay to go after them at the time, because nobody was against these AAA titles. No, you couldn't be against them. It was a bad thing to be against any of these titles because modern day BS stuff, you had to be with the okay line. You had to side with everything. And as the tide's shifting, you're like, I can finally come out here and say, yeah, I don't like this stuff at all. I never liked it. Okay, I'm just gonna come out now. What's changed? What's changed? Now you've grown a spine? Now you're gonna grow a spine? No, what the reality is, back then it wasn't okay. Now it is okay. So now you're gonna come out here and act like, oh yeah, I've always been against it, guys. I've always been against it. So much so that when Memeology put this whole thing out here, you end up getting this wonderful little tweet. To be honest, I don't recall hearing about Sweet Baby Inc. when all the Starfield discourse was going down, so I've only learned about this company existence in the last week or so. Although we've been talking about Sweet Baby Inc. for better part of like November. About November, maybe a little bit sooner, maybe in October we've been talking about this. So September, October. So we've been talking September, October, November. So since the rant came out about a month to 2 months later, we all started talking about Sweet Baby Inc. But now you're learning about Sweet Baby Inc. In March of 2024, when we were talking about this October, November of 2023, now you're hearing about this, and now you're willing to discuss this and everything. Oh, now I see where it's going with this. Now you're trying to, you know, backtrack and backpedal and be like, no, guys, I didn't know about any of this then. I didn't know. I just thought it was a angry man screaming about pronouns, even though I took all of his whole argument out of context. Oh my God. My offer to Az is still open if he changes his mind and wants to talk with me, public or private. But what is that whole thing about? What's going on there? Well, the thing is, because they had a mutual involved, and Az has talked about this openly, actually, over on the Real BBC, and I believe he put out a video discussing it. They had a mutual trying to make them, you know, talk, and Az was willing to do it behind the scenes and everything, you know, be a real man about it. And when the discussion was about to come up and everything, Act Man came out and said, oh yeah, by the way, I'm putting out another video crapping on you and everything, and then we can talk. Yeah, showing the kind of man Act Man is. He's a soy boy. He is pathetic. He doesn't want to side with anything. He's only going with whichever way the wind's blowing right now. He's a fair weather individual. He's a fair weather content creator. Now the side is turning against the woke and all this stuff, siding against what he was once screaming about Az about doing and crapping on Az about. Now he's gonna side against him and say, listen, I'm still willing to talk to him. I'm still willing to talk to him after I put out 2 videos openly telling him that I don't like him. I think he's a man-child. Yeah, you got that. And you got all the usual suspects coming out, calling him out and everything like that. You got Jeremy, if you will would have focused on the issue instead of kissing the corporate ass, you wouldn't look as retarded now. I agree. But it's good that people see you for the fraud that you are now. Yeah, Kyle over here. And yet, all of this reached what's going on fever pitch ages ago, 7 months ago. And actually, yeah, we've been pointing this out well longer than anything else. We've been talking about this over and over and over again. But now you want to come out and say, I'm just now learning about all this. I'm just now learning about this. Kyle's thumbnail heel is perfect. Outright perfect. You got, you know, you got Aloy, you got the Fable, you got all this stuff going on. We've been talking about this for years, honestly. But now you want to come out? Now you want to say, well, I'm on your guys' side now. Screw off. You got over here, my man, with all due respect, this has been since 2018 and the discussion has been going on for 5 years now. 5 years. Oh, but now I want to come out and discuss it. Now I'm going to side with you. And actually, I didn't even see this. Actman responded, yeah, but there was also some big news recently, which drew a lot of new eyes to the story. And I saw a bunch of my colleagues and friends talking about it. Oh, that's why. That's why. Because now your colleagues and friends are calling it out and discussing it. Now you feel like you should come out and discuss it. You should discuss it all left, right, and center. Even though we've been talking about this for literal years. What this truly is a man going with the tide, watching the tide turn, watching everything change against his previous point, which happened just a few months ago. So now he's gonna come out here and go like, guys, I've always been on your side. Guys. I've always been on your side. I've always been here. You know, I'm just now finding out about this, but guys, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Even though I crapped on your friend for calling it out, even though I ignored every instance of this prior and before you guys started calling us out, no, screw off, Act Man. Legitimately, you earned the title Act Ma'am, and I don't care. I'm just happy to know that more people view you as a fraud now and a creatively bankrupt, and I'm happy and laughing because as does deserve a public apology. He doesn't have to talk to you. You should make a video though, just saying, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know that I was a twat nugget back then, but hey, I'm just gonna leave it there. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, and I'll see you guys all on the next one. Bye for now.